Hey guys, my name is Andrew Reynolds, and Garen asked me to come on here and share my testimony, so that's what I'll be doing. So going back to my childhood, I was actually a missionary kid in Asia until I was about 8 years old. So I was constantly surrounded by the gospel. I was always in a biblical environment, and we moved back from Asia in 2017 and lived with my grandparents for a little bit. And as we just kind of started living life, as I kind of got into elementary and middle school, I just kind of grew this mentality of like, I was good enough for myself. I wasn't doing all the bad stuff that the kids my age are doing, so I think I'm good enough for myself. So I didn't think I needed to become a Christian. So we moved to Sulphur in 2018, and my parents put me in a Christian school, so I was still constantly surrounded by the gospel and being in a biblical environment. But I still had that mentality, and I went through 4th and 5th grade year with that mentality. And then COVID hit, and we were all at home, and as we were just kind of at home, I started forming this habit of like lying. And it started out small, like it wasn't big lies, but the more you do it, the more it grows, because it starts out as a seed, and then it just slowly grows and grows. So I was just telling lies to my parents. And then I can vividly remember one time my mom was making dinner in the kitchen, and she asked me something and I lied. And she like just dropped everything in her hands, and she was like, if you don't stop living this life of lying, like your life is going to be destroyed. And like that was just like punch to the face, it was eye-opening for me. So and I just felt convicted. And I was like, I can't keep living this lifestyle of me at the center of my life. So I found my dad and talked with him and became a Christian. And I read my Bible a little bit, but I was pretty stagnant in my faith for a few years. Fast forward to like middle school, I went to Super Summer in 7th grade and thought it was a great camp, and made commitments. I'm gonna read my Bible and all this stuff. And I would for like 2 weeks, but then I'd fall out a lot. And that just kind of went on for a few years. And then after 8th grade year, I went to Gloria, New Mexico for a church camp with my youth group. And the last night, preacher made a altar call, and he was like, you need to get saved, come up here, or if you need to rededicate your life, get baptized. And I was like, wow, that's me, like he's talking to me. So I went up there and rededicated my life and talked with my youth pastor and got baptized before freshman year started. But I still lived stagnant Christian life. I would say pretty much freshman and sophomore year, honestly. And then I just got back from Super Summer the other day, and man, it's had like the biggest impact on my spiritual life, because I just realized how neglectful I've been with God. I wasn't doing my quiet time. I wasn't praying at all, and I wasn't like just having a godly mindset. And just being around other people who are just godly influences in your life, it just like, man, it was a breakthrough for me, honestly. I broke down in tears one time during the worship service just because I realized how inconsistent I had been. But then I also knew that God loved me so much that he'd forgive me. And so I made a commitment that week to start reading my Bible every morning before I even get out of bed. And one thing that helps me with that is opening to the passage the night before that I'm going to read. Then I can just grab my Bible and start reading and taking notes and all that. And it hasn't been an easy ride being a Christian. There's lots of ups and downs. But just knowing that God is in control and one day we'll get to see him in heaven, it's just like motivation to reach that goal. So that's my testimony. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys got something out of this. God bless.